medicine sick. That's bad.
This is combat culture.
Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at. This is Combat Culture Africa. I am, of course, your host of the evening, Oche, Young Cholof Edache, and we have a repeat guest on the show tonight. We have none other than Bimysola Attobra. Bimysola, say something for the people.
What's up, you guys? I hope y'all having a good day. Get ready to listen to some good work right here.
All right, man. I love it. I love it. All right. So I think it might be cool if you just what have you been doing since the last time we spoke? It's been like 3 weeks. What's Bimisola the Lion been doing?
Right now, I just been really I have been focused on training, but not all the way. I've been really focused on doing electrician work because I'm trying to develop a new trade, you know what I'm saying? Learn something new, something with my hands where I can make money. So right now I've been putting a lot of focus on that because I've been doing really good with my career. I feel like as an MMA,
Oh no, did I just lose you?
basically,
Bro, you went you went
I've been
silent
working
for a
on.
bit. Bro, you went silent. Your
You said,
camera
my
went
bad.
dark for a bit.
You said I can't
Yeah.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. My bad. It froze.
Yeah, you were saying it froze exactly at the point where you were saying that your career's been going good, so you're just trying to explore, and then it went down.
It, so right now, basically, I've been doing a lot of electrician work, and as apprentice, working with other electrician that's certified, and just learning how to do things with my hands, other things also, because you have to have multiple streams of incomes. So right now, electrician work and just training, just developing in my bad parts of my game right now. That's what I've been doing. So.
Mm. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you two questions leading up from that. So electrician work, right? I'm sure as a gamer, as a fighter, I'm sure it's just problem solving, right? You just need to know what the tools for the job are, right?
Exactly. So basically, I
Okay.
like the electrician work because it's not like a regular jobs you do it for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like I know one of my friends who work 12-hour shifts. To me, I can't do it. I can't do it. Respect to everybody who does it, but I can't do it. Electrician work, basically, we're going to solve a problem. It's a math equation. We're going to solve it. Many people have like, my outlet won't work. Now we have to figure out why power is not generating to the outlet. It may take me 30 minutes. It may take me 2 hours. But it doesn't take me that long. I figure it out, boom, get paid on the spot, in and out. So I can train in the morning, I can train at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like electrician work.
Beautiful. All right. And then you also said that you are trying to clean up and develop the bad parts of your game.
Yeah.
If I may humbly ask, what would you say the bad parts of your game are?
Okay, so it's my last fight. There's things I always watch my fights and try to pick up things I did not like that I did myself. So a lot of fighters need to do that. Just because you win does not mean, oh, next fight we got to figure out what you did. You did something wrong in that last fight. You can't tell me if you did everything right, you would have finished in 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So there was times where you did something wrong. So I didn't like where I shot a shot without no combinations. I went for a takedown with no combinations. I threw a combination before. I stopped, fainted at him, and stopped again. Then I shot for the takedown. When it's supposed to be combination to the takedown, so he doesn't see the takedown coming. So there's a less chance of him, stopping the takedown. So I didn't like that. I also didn't like I didn't throw enough elbows. You know what I'm saying? And when I did throw elbows, it missed every time because there's too much power generated. You gotta be when you throw the elbows, you gotta be clean with it. Just be clean with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's something else I did not like. Also didn't like when I took the guy down. I landed shots, but I didn't pass his guard so I could secure a positioning over submission. You know what I'm saying? I just a good positioning where I could really create damage, even if I'm not going for a submission. So that was some things I did not like. Even though it was a dominating win, it was a beautiful win. I did not like about that, and I want to help develop for my next fight. So I go out there and now look even better. I want to get better every fight. If you
Of
go back
course.
and watch Usman's early fights, let's say it's couple 3 to 5 first professional fights, you're like, what? I no disrespect to him. I watched it. I said, that's not Usman. I said, that's not Usman. I couldn't believe it. Then you watch now. Now he's dropping people with a jab. He's going what? He knocking out Masvidal with a what? 2 down a pipeline. It's like what? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's just development. So I'm just trying to
Daily growth. 1% better every day. It adds up. It adds up.
exactly. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, we were okay. So that's a good. I think you just reminded me of something that I encountered this weekend. There was a fight show in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, and these are some of the shows that when you do come here to visit, these are the
Yeah.
shows me and you will go for. And for me at this point, I don't compete anymore, but I'm doing all this work, which is still pretty important. I'm just telling
Yeah.
these guys stories, and it's important for me to go and just have eyes on the ground, see the guys in training, go for the local shows, just attend as a fan.
Exactly.
So I went to watch, man, and I don't know, man. The one of the issues that I face is that I keep thinking in my head that the community is developing as quickly as I'm seeing it,
Mhm.
as vague as that sounds. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, for instance, with this podcast, there was a time we just we were just having logistics issues. We couldn't get into the same spot to continue. And eventually I had to just light the torch and just keep pushing it, figure out
Yeah.
live streaming online, and now I can get great people like you across the world to sign in, and that's a plus, that's a win, that's a positive. However, I keep thinking in my head that the guys on the ground, if I could use that word, who are
Mm.
still fighting the good fight, are thinking in these terms, in terms of overcoming challenges, in terms of foreseeing what's to come,
Right.
and not just waiting for it to happen, but like preemptively putting stuff in place to stop that
Exactly.
stuff from happening. So I'll give you an example: the jiu-jitsu game. If we have videos 5 years ago of us screaming online just in microphones saying, yo, our BJJ and our wrestling, like, and our chain wrestling and all this stuff, that we need to clean this stuff up, that yeah, we have a growth sport of how's that word pronounced, growth spurt of the
Spurt. Yeah.
sport, yeah. But the issue now is, if you look 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you already have the blueprint of the athletes in the USA and the UFC to see what the trajectory of the sport is going to be. Wrestlers going to dominate. Like, wrestlers are going to dominate. BJJ guys are going to submit. So in my mind, it's like, if you already know it's coming, just make every sacrifice possible to elevate your game and the standard of your game. So like your BJJ and your wrestling is on point, so that you don't get smothered by these other guys who invest all that time in their game. But we go
Exactly.
for this show, and my G, I don't know, man. I still feel like people are still sleeping. I feel like, and I don't want to sound the way I'm currently sounding, because I know I could sound a bit like dismissive, like you're just this guy on the sidelines
Mhm.
saying, but I have to just speak honestly. The priority is in my community right now. Like, during the show, you have guys who used to train together, like we're having an actual fight, like misunderstanding. Like, so the two guys who run the separate gyms, and these are guys I know, they're my friends,
Yeah.
and they're having a misunderstanding, and security has to hop in to separate them because this guy used to train at this guy's gym, and he went to go set up his own thing, just petty misunderstandings. And then
Right.
now the issue is, while we're having these fights, while we're having these misunderstandings, what's happening? The BJJ game isn't getting better.
No.
You're in your corner doing your thing with your limited resources. I'm in my corner. The not nothing. We're not growing. Nothing is
Exactly.
changing,
Exactly.
and it breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. So for me, that's currently one of the things that I'm having to deal with. That's been weighing me down. But like, with regards to MMA locally, but yeah, man, we move. We move.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. All right. So I have two of your fights,
Yeah.
and today's show is going to be a bit brief. I will start with the first one, which is the 3 minute and 47-second one, which is the one you won actually. So we'll just go through the fight. When the fight is done, you walk through your game plan, what you were thinking, thoughts in the moment, anything, just right on. And then after that, we have a longer fight, which you and I will go through again. And then that'll be the bulk of our show for the evening. Cool?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. All right, man. You didn't say anything about our MMA scene locally, man. You don't have anything to say in response to what I said.
Okay, so I do have something to say about that.
I know you have something to say, man. So please,
I didn't want to say
it.
too much, but I believe instead of the two teams going against each other, I believe you guys need to come together and develop together. Because y'all not gonna develop at all. The thing is, like, he has so much knowledge, and he has missing tools. And you never know until y'all come together. And it's like y'all not hurting yourselves. Y'all hurting the guys that are coming in and dedicating their time to become MMA fighter. They just have a dream. They just see Usman or other people, and they're like, I'm trying to get there, but they have so much. It's like a shadow, like it's like a cloud. They have to get through
drama, cloud, shadow, everything.
Exactly. So it's like that's. You know what I'm saying? That's horrible right there. I didn't want to say too much about that.
Bro, it breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart.
Man, that's horrible. They're both, as in my opinion, they're both doing bad things as a coach right there. Bad things. And they don't even see right now. They're just angry at each other, man. You're hurting your team, the gym you're at. First of all, you're hurting your image because you have security even coming to stop a fight against another coach. See, I didn't want to get deep into this, right? Like, come on, you're making the gym look bad. Why would I want to train
everything?
Everything,
my
here?
G.
No,
there's no reason.
You never know if a high level guy is there that's just visiting. And if I see that, I'm like, man, nah, man.
It's not nice. It's not
exactly,
nice.
Man. Exactly.
Thank you, man. Please, because it's sometimes it just hurts, man. I'll just leave it at that. It just hurts because I know where we could be if we just worked together, if we just put our tools on the floor and just work together, because it's hard already. Like that's the only thing that is guaranteed in this part of the world, that is going to be hard. But if we just work together, we can make this stuff so much easier. Much easier.
Like, so if y'all want to have if they want to still have opponents and like somebody to have like some, you know what I'm saying, something with, how about just do country to country? Nigeria, now we go to Ghana and fight people in Ghana. We have, you know, have beef with people in Ghana, like not.
Of course.
If y'all want to do that, like,
yeah, man. Anyway, yeah, thank you, man. I feel so much lighter now. So we're gonna hop right into. Yeah, thank you.
You're doing a real good thing, man.
Thank you, man. I just made some enemies, I know, but the truth is I don't care. Like what I'm seeing right now is so much bigger than just a few thousand naira at a show on some week. Like I'm thinking about legacy. I'm thinking about the guys coming after me. I'm seeing the DMs from young guys sending me messages. Where can I learn BJJ in Abuja? I want to be the next big thing out of Africa. Like I've seen so many young guys with that kind of promise. So for me, it's if you're still at the point where your ego is guiding your actions this visibly, even at your place of work where you eat, I'm sorry, man. There's some work. The martial arts, you're not really applying that martial arts to yourself.
Exactly,
there's something wrong there, man. There's something wrong. Okay, all right, man. So we're gonna start the first video now. In 3, 2, and go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this amateur featherweight bout is set for 3 rounds at 3 minutes apiece. First, fighting out of the blue corner. His record stands at 2 wins and 3 losses. His height, 5 feet 6 inches, and his weight, 142 pounds. He trains with Team Web MMA and comes to you from Bremen, Georgia by way of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His name is Justin McCollum. And his opponent, out of the One More Gym red corner, his record stands at 1 win and 2 losses. His height, 5 feet 8 inches, and his weight 141 pounds. He trains with X3 Sports and comes to you from Atlanta, Georgia by way of Brooklyn, New York. His name is Bimysola Attobra.
Bimysola Attobra in the blue trunks. Justin McCollum in the black. Touch of the gloves. Big kick right away for Bimysola. Good hips there from Justin McCollum, though. Looked like maybe a takedown.
Awesome. Yeah, so his last fight, he showed really good takedown defense.
He's
He's pounding him
Justin
out.
McCollum's
Is he
in a
pounding him
bad
out?
spot.
He's in a terrible spot. He's got to roll
Oh,
off the
is
cage.
this fight over
He's got to
already?
kick off the cage.
McCollum shelling
He's
up.
shelling up.
Yeah,
He's got
this
to
fight's
stop.
going to be over. Bimysola Attobra just dominating ground and pound
He's
right
got to grab
now.
her leg, man. He's got to grab her leg and try to get that single.
This
The fight's
fight's over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, what an impressive performance by Bimmy.
My goodness, Justin McCollum just got stuck in an unfortunate position right away. Bimysola Attobra coming out and dominating this bout.
Got stuck on the cage upside down, man. And I think them shots were rocking him anyway. It was hard shots. He just couldn't get his bearings about it. He couldn't get going.
Great head position here from
Yes.
Bimysola Attobra. He did everything right in that short frame of time.
The power at 140, Hacker.
My goodness.
Wow, man.
That is a dude right there. You got to keep your eye on Bimysola Attobra. Oh my, what a dominant performance from Bimysola Attobra. Here's ring announcer Lance Green for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Jason Collins, has brought this fight to a stop 31 seconds into the first round by TKO due to strikes. Your winner from the red corner, Bimysola Attobra.
Absolutely dominant performance.
I
Andy,
was
we got to get this guy back.
Oh, we're going to get him back. He's actually coming back in Birmingham August 27th.
All the way up with the same ones that was down from the jump. Day one, same ones been around when the
Hey, that ended a lot quicker than I thought it would, man. That ended a lot quicker than I thought. And you know something, I never noticed that you're a southpaw. So yeah, just like right on, man. To tell us what was going through your mind, the walkout, just everything, man. Take your time.
All right, he did that to himself. You know why? Backstage, our locker rooms was not right next to each other, right next to, and it was like a curtain that was dividing us, only a curtain. So I'm the second fight, you know, I hear people warming up. I start hitting the pass. All I hear is smack, smack, smack. I'm like, yo, what is that? That's crazy. What is that smacking sound? I looked through it a little bit, the curtain. I see him smacking like that. I said, oh no, that kick is not touching me. I said, that kick is not touching me. I swear that kick not touching me. So I turned to my homeboy that was cornering me, Darren. I said, bro, I'm taking to the ground and I'm going to ground and pound him or submit him in the fastest way possible because that kick is not touching me. And he laughing about it, but I'm serious. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm put the pressure on him off rip. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eliminate that kick. So it's time for us to walk out. We walk out. I'm just having it in my head. I'm going first and last. I'm finishing, you know, this fight. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be here for a long time. I'm not coming here for that. And I just lost my fight before that, and I was winning the whole fight. I didn't do no jiu-jitsu yet, and guy caught me rear nigga choke. But back to this fight. So I'm like, in my head, I want to finish. I want to win. I want to put myself back in everybody's eyes as a real dominant guy. So we walk out, we get into the cage, and that's all I'm thinking in my head. Finish, dominate, be first, and be last. Those same words. Finish, dominate, be first, and be last. Be first and be last means I'm starting off the fight and I'm landing the last punch. Even if you throw a combo, jab, something. I'm putting something in his face first, and I'm putting something in his face last. We're not gonna have no breaks. We're not. You know how sometimes people like stand in front of each other and just have breaks. We're not doing that. I gotta put a pressure on you in some type of way. I gotta make you break. If it's not with these hands mentally, you know what I'm saying? So starts, I just throw a body kick just to see what he does, feint at him, and just rush it for the takedown, throw 1-2, rush it for the takedown. The reason why that, if you rewind that, and the reason why that finish came so fast is because Dagestan cuffed his arm, which I pulled his arm on the other side. I was able to control him and had my heavy hips. I was able to control the guy everywhere he went, left, right, left. And by the time the damage was so much, he just both hands up. Now the fight is just showing it's about to be done. And it's an amateur fight. That was an amateur fight. So surprisingly, it went that long. That was a lot of unanswered shots. You know what I'm saying? But they let it keep going. And there we go. Got the finish. In and out.
Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful
1
stuff.
minute.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
It was like in the first. All right, you know what will happen? Because it's so short, I'll replay it again. So just so with your added insight, at least while we play it now, I can watch it again with a fresh pair of eyes. So I'll hit play now.
Okay. Let's start it at let's start the fight, and then let's start it where I'm about to take him down.
I don't even think I can skip forward.
Okay, cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, this amateur featherweight bout is set for 3 rounds at 3 minutes apiece. First, fighting out of the blue corner. His record stands at 2 wins and 3 losses. His height, 5 feet 6 inches, and his weight, 142 pounds. He trains with Team Webb MMA and comes to you from Bremen, Georgia by way of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His name is Justin McCollum. And his opponent, out of the one more gym red corner, his record stands at 1 win and 2 losses. His height, 5 feet 8 inches, and his weight, 141 pounds. He trains with X3 Sports and comes to you from Atlanta, Georgia by way of Brooklyn, New York. His name is Bimysola Attobra.
Bimysola Attobra in the blue trunks. Justin McCollum in the black. Touch of the gloves. Big kick right away for Bimysola. Good hips there from Justin McCollum, though. Looked like maybe a takedown.
Awesome. Yeah, so his last fight, he showed really good takedown defense. He's pounding him out. Is he pounding him out?
Spot.
He's in a terrible spot. He's got to roll off the cage.
This fight over
He's got to kick off the cage.
McCollum shelling up.
Shelling up.
Yeah, this fight's going to be over. Bimysola Attobra just dominating ground and pound right now.
He's got to grab her leg, man. He's got to grab her leg and try to get that single.
This fight's over. Wow.
Wow, what an impressive performance by Bimmy.
My goodness, Justin McCollum just got stuck in.
All right, so I didn't catch your left hand around his left wrist the first time we watched it, actually. And when you spoke about the Dagestani handcuff, it definitely caught my eye this time. All right, man. Thank you very much. So are you ready do you want to highlight anything else, or should we just hop right into the next one?
No, that's cool. We can highlight into the next one.
All right.
Basically, that fight was short, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Dagestan handcuff, that's why that fight was able to be done that fast, because I secured a great position and I did everything right. I did everything. See, now that fight right there, I could say the punches were not that good to the takedown, and the takedown was not the best takedown. But I corrected myself during the takedown, positioned myself back right, put myself in a good position to get a Dagestan cuff, and there you go. The finish came like that.
A lot of fighting is about making the most of opportunity. it's not always going to look pretty. It's not always going to be textbook, but in that moment of chaos, can you create some order and establish a dominance? Like, and to be honest, that's what we just watched. So, man, bro, kudos to you, man. I'm happy we got to see that on camera. Okay, so I'm gonna start the second one now, and we'll just do the first 5 minutes first. Then I'll hit pause, and then I'll let you take it away. Cool?
All right, cool.
Some weight, fighting out of the red. Attobra.
Bimy's 5'8", 135, 24 years of age. This is from Sadiq's gym. Am I correct there, Sadiq?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I kept waiting for you to chime in there. Like I was setting it up for you on the team there. It's Team Lloyd Irving out of Oxon Hill. This is his pro debut. He's ranked number 3 as a bantamweight in Georgia, not in Virginia, in Georgia, right? So, but he's fighting up here for Oxon Hill from Team Lloyd Irving.
Now, Bimy's somebody that definitely puts the work in when it comes to being at the gym. He listens, he focuses, he's always there ready to put the work in, man. So I'm very happy for him to be finally making his pro debut here with us in Manassas.
How long before you see this guy?
Probably right after this fight.
This is for the pro bantamweight belt. This is just the pro bantamweight. This is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds here, CD. We talked about 15 minutes. The last one went 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. These are two of the very top prospects, both as amateurs and now as pros. And, you know, the great matchmaker, Ryan, was just explaining to us how so many folks around the world are looking at this fight because they see these guys in 2-3 years fighting at the very highest levels. And it starts right here, right? Their career likely started at Cagezilla, and now their pro careers are starting there as well. Sadiq, tell me a little bit about this corner, man. I know that's a powerhouse group of people.
Yeah,
but
to be honest, this is the bestest corners it's going to get. This is the same corners that I take to my UFC fights. So you can guarantee yourself that Bimy's definitely going to be ready for this fight.
Hey, listen, Ron McDonald does a fantastic job. To CD, we talked about this before in all these notes and all the fights he puts together. Nobody better in the business right now, especially for us.
Yeah, and he's great. And I'll tell you, he's very patient, too, so that's a skill in and of itself.
Yeah, laid-back kind of dude. Every time I screw something up, he's like, hey, man, that's not right. All right, let's throw it down to JP. JP, take it away.
And fighting out of the blue corner, bantamweight, it is Hunter Starner.
Hunter Showtime Starner making his way in. He's 5'7", 134, 26 years of age, out of Renegade Combat Sports from Fredericksburg, Virginia. This is also his pro debut, but he is ranked number 1 in the entire Southeast as a bantamweight. All right, we're not talking about one specific state or commonwealth. We're talking about the whole Southeast. This one should be exciting.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you, one of the things I like about Hunter is that he's a tremendous wrestler. He wrestled collegiately at Virginia Military Institute, and then he went out for 6 weeks at Tiger Muay Thai and just focused on his Muay Thai. Now, of course, that Tiger Muay Thai has really become an MMA camp all around. But I'll tell you, man, hats off to the guy, because talk about getting out of your comfort zone, right? A wrestler from the square-jawed wrestler from Virginia Military Institute going over to Thailand to train at Tiger Muay Thai.
And those are the kind of sacrifices you have to make if you're trying to get stuff to the next, like to the UFC level one day, is going out of your comfort zone and trying to learn as much as you can. The earlier, the better.
Listen, this guy's going to finish 85% of the time, so Bimy's going to have his hands full. Like you said, I looked over in the corner. You're walking in with the big dogs, right? You're not walking in with some amateurs in the corners, but so he's going to have to produce against a very talented Hunter Starner.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight, man. You know, and especially at the jump. You know, you got that strong wrestling, strong explosiveness, pro debut. There's just so many intangibles that are going on here that are hard to measure.
All right, let's throw it down to JP. We'll get the official introductions.
All right, we've got two fighters making their professional debuts. First, out of the red corner, fighting for Team Lloyd Irving out of Oxon Hill, Maryland. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing at 135 pounds, Bimysola Attobra.
Bimmy, 5'8", 135, 24 years of age, out of Team Lloyd Irving.
And fighting out of the blue corner for Renegade Combat Sports Club from Fredericksburg, Virginia. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 134 pounds. Hunter Starner.
Hunter Starner, 5'7", 26 years of age, out of Renegade Sports in Fredericksburg, Virginia. The referee tonight, Angel Ortiz, going to call both fighters in there. They come up and talk. Angel Ortiz, one of the best around. He's been doing pro fights. We've seen him here plenty of times. He started back with us back when we were just a little pup in this MMA events things, and he has moved up also doing these pro events.
All right, so that's exactly 5 minutes, man. Some change. So just everything. I was watching your face the entire time this whole thing was happening. Even you have now is the same look you had just before the fight, and I'm curious to know, man, what was this fight like? Yeah, just take it away.
This fight right here was like, it was a lot, man. Because like emotionally, mentally, like it was a lot. This guy was he brought it. He brought it. You know what I'm saying? I already knew what kind of test was in front of me, but I believe every time I'm an ace of test. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't worried about what he was bringing me, but I was worried. It's like a 50-50. I was ready for the test. That's what I'm basically saying. I was ready for this test, and basically this fight put me after the fight. I'm gonna just get through what happened in the fight. After the fight, due to me losing this fight, it put me in like a bad mental place, you know what I'm saying? So like I had to look at it and like sit back and see, do I really want to keep doing this? It was just a lot of things going through my head. Do I have everything to do this? Can I make it to the UFC? You know what I'm saying? My shoulder was out of place. I was out for like 6 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months. I know like people were like, I'm gonna train to 6 to 8 months and stuff like that. At first I started like that. And then the pressure hit in. Boom. When the pressure hit in, all I wanted to do was eat and go to sleep and be mad at everybody for any little thing possible. Like just like not closing my door. Like, you know, my bedroom door, I'll probably go crazy on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it put me in a very bad place. So that's why I'm not watching it again. I haven't watched it again. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So yeah, that's how bad it was. Now, because the thing, I was winning the fight, I was doing everything good until I made a small mistake by putting my arm out. My arm, due to my arm going out, I pressed on the mat, my shoulder popped out, and it was just downhill from there. So like this fight, it just hits crazy, you know what I'm saying? But hats off to Hunter, he's doing a really great job right now, fighting for CFFC, one of the top promotions in the United States. He's doing a great job. I do want that rematch back. But I'm gonna get that rematch when it makes sense, when that money talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to take that rematch when the money don't make no sense right now. You feel me? So, yeah.
You're right. Okay. And then before we forget, man, and Sadiq, man, Sadiq Yusuf, I'm hearing names I'm very familiar with. I followed the athletes coming up there. I followed Sadiq's career coming up there. I used to always watch their videos on the UFC embeddeds and whatnot. I used to follow Coach Irvin on Instagram way back when I first started and when I was just trying to figure out who was a legitimate source of information and stuff. And then, so just hearing, and then Sadiq obviously making it to the UFC, putting on an amazing performance after amazing performance, having a storied career already, and hearing him talk about you with such high regard. Yo, man, like even sitting down here, like I just feel like I'm in the presence of greatness. Just real talk. So yeah, shoot me. What's it like training with Sadiq? What's that relationship like? And yeah, tell me.
Training with Sadiq is serious work at all times. There's no laughing and playing. He's there to work every single time, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. He does not miss no training. He's there all the time before the time even start, stretching, shadowboxing, imagining what he's gonna do. Like, you know, at sparring and everything. When it's time to spar, he don't play no games. He don't play no games. He's the definition of locked in. He's the definition. If locked in, right? Locked in would be him. That's what he is. Locked in all times, man. So. Like he looking up to him, I look up to him, and it just shows me the hard work will pay off. Just keep on the course, just keep doing it. It will pay off. So it's great to work with him. And then he always gives me tips and everything. You know, I'm not with him training right now. He always hits me up and talks to me, give me tips on what to do or what not to do. So great guy, man, great guy.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Hats off to Sadiq Yusuf. Just had to give him his respect
Yes,
real quick.
man.
All right, so I'm
Hey, he
gonna
one of
hit
my top 5 favorite fighters.
Oh,
Top 5
beautiful.
favorite fighters.
Before we move forward, what's your top 5, man?
Oh wow, now. All right, I'm gonna start with Usman. I'm gonna start with Usman.
Fellow wrestler. Uh-huh.
George St. Pierre.
Oh, technician. Beautiful. That's good.
Oliveira, I'm not gonna lie, the jiu-jitsu, come on now. You can't sit here and lie to me.
Clean.
Too
clean. Uh-huh.
Next one is Justin Gaethje, the Chaos.
Yeah, the highlights
Chaos.
himself.
He make music in chaos.
Beautiful. That's an excellent choice.
And the last
and
one
he's
is Sadiq Yusuf.
All right, so Sadiq Yusuf, number 5. I'll just pick your brain real quick. So Justin Gaethje fighting Max Holloway, UFC 300, I believe. So what do you think about Max Holloway coming up a second time into lightweight?
Justin Gaethje is gonna win that fight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The power. I believe in Justin Gaethje's power in the record. It's chaos, but he make music out of the chaos. Like if you sit back and watch this fight, you're like, oh no, bro, that's crazy. Stop, bro. No, don't do that. But he makes it work. He makes it work. So
yeah,
exactly. And Max Holloway likes chaos. He'll bring the chaos. Like he'll do it too. But now the power comes into it. You know what I'm saying? I just believe the power is on Justin Gaethje's side. So I'm going with Justin, and I believe this fight is gonna be a knockout. Somebody's gonna put to sleep. Somebody's gonna get put to sleep in this fight.
I think your guess is as good as mine. I believe so too. I've never been a fan of, like, after watching Max come up to fight Dustin the first time, and acted to a lot of those shots that were coming his way from Dustin. I was like, yo, I don't think I want you up with these 155ers anymore. And then coming back up to Justin Gaethje of all people, I'm just like, bro, what we doing here, man?
He could have picked anybody else.
Anybody else, my G. You could pick Bobby Green, you could pick anybody, but you just had to pick Justin Gaethje.
He could have taken that was a nice one. He could have took it slow and like get his feet wet and pick Bobby Green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in there. Feel what it's like a bit, but man, my dude, and hats off to be honest, you or I, like anybody who's a competitor, someone who has that hunger to constantly want to prove themselves in the face of adversity, they'll always want to pick the biggest challenge if the money is right. Though that's just who they are. So kudos to him, but at the same time, just as a fan, I'm just like, okay, all right. So we're gonna continue. That was a massive tangent from where we originally were, man. So just bear with me. We'll go right into the video now. Yeah.
5-minute rounds. We get the seconds out. It's locked up. The Angel calls both fighters, checks with both of them, and here we go.
Now, I'm very interested to see who is going to go for the takedown first in this fight. Both guys are pretty good wrestlers, and I want to see which one of them is going to decide, all right, this is enough strike, and it's time for us to start wrestling now.
Look at Bimmy. He doesn't throw anything just for range. He's throwing the finish. He's throwing the finish right now.
Everything he's throwing is always
my gosh.
Beautiful.
Oh, that shot
that
was
a good jab
that was a
from
good
Bimmy.
one. Yeah.
Let me tell you, Bimmy's not throwing to get range here, Sadiq. He is throwing the finish.
It looks like Hunter is still struggling a little bit to find his striking range, where Bimmy's going right away.
You know, one of the things Hunter's doing is he's trying to drive forward, but he's not. He just doesn't look like he's settled.
Yo, man, I think you should, because this is a really high-paced opening round. I think you should. So can you just talk me through what was happening there?
I wanted to put that fire on him, man. Fire on him. I wanted him to shoot on me because I want to feel. I want to see. He wrestled D1. I didn't wrestle D1, so I wanted to see how did it feel. So I was like, I'm gonna come out and put the fire on him and make him wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Make him wrestle. And basically, I just came out and just put that fire on him and just see what he did. And he did exactly. He started wrestling. He
Did, man. He did. And you had beautiful placement on a check left hook there, like on his entry, just when you're trying to get off the side of the fence. And you're moving, but that pace is frenetic though. I'm just trying to wonder, is that how high octane or was it just this particular opponent that you just pulled that
Nah,
gear
bro,
out?
if you watch all my fights, I come to fight every single time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming off rip. I'm off rip. Once the fighter you ready, I'm shaking my head. I'm ready. I've been ready since the backstage. Like I already locked into that. You know what I'm saying? That place already. So
Yeah.
when I just came out with the fire, you're gonna either accept the fire or run away from the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, beautiful. And it's better to be the one on the offensive, to be honest.
yeah.
It's always it
Yeah.
feels nicer. It's just nicer. Okay, all right. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna hit play now.
Yeah,
He's putting good pressure, but he's not cutting off.
So far, Hunter hasn't really let his hands go, where Bemi's just unloading bombs, especially with that straight left hand.
Man, I'll tell you what, Bimmy is very lanky, and he's landing those shots very, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, he really whips that uppercut. You know, he's got, like, a really, big left hook
that was a good right hook from Hunter.
Oh, another good shot.
Now that's gonna keep Bemi away from loading up on those overhands as much, because that did crack him right on the jaw.
Yeah, and we had talked about this. You got to earn respect, and
there we go. Now we're seeing the wrestling. Hunter was the first one to engage in the wrestling. Bemi's doing pretty good controlling, and his corner's yelling out for knees. He's doing a good job controlling one wrist and controlling the overhook.
You know, one thing I liked from Hunter was that when he was getting tagged, he didn't just panic and start shooting takedowns from far away. He waited until he could establish some offense on his own, and then he started working his wrestling, which, while it didn't get him the takedown, was ultimately much more successful than shooting across the mat.
Definitely. Both of them are staying very composed right here. Hunter's still having a little bit of trouble letting his hands go. You know, he's kind of just waiting for Bemi to attack, and then he's trying to follow back after.
Both fighters still right in the middle of the cage, right on top of the Cagezilla logo. Here, our first pro fight for Cagezilla 69.
That was a very good leg kick. Now, what they got to worry about is both of them can't go one move for one move, you know, and I feel like we're starting to get into that range where they're like, all right, I'll do this and then you do that. I'll do this and you do that. They got to be able to break each other's rhythm.
Bimi fighting with those black gloves, red tape with the white shorts. Hunter, he has those black shorts. Go ahead, Sadiq.
Yeah, and that was a good takedown from Hunter. But Bemi scrambling right away. That's one of the things.
Good right hands from Hunter, though.
That's one of the few things that Bemi's very good at. He's very good at scrambling right to his feet. Oh, it looks like Hunter might be getting the back here. Oh, that looks tight. That looks tight.
That's a rough.
That's a very rough angle right there. Now it's not necessarily a choke right now. It's just more of a neck crank. But Hunter is squeezing.
And Hunter used that to get both hooks in and settle.
And
it was really smart.
There's still a lot of time on the bell right here. So Hunter has about 2 minutes to work. Bemi needs to focus on just controlling, fighting the wrist, and hopefully he could get out of the round. Yeah, right now Bemi needs to just focus solely on fighting the wrist.
Yeah, and Hunter's got to stay a little bit tighter. He's getting a little bit loose, which is going to give Bimi that ability to start scrambling and moving his hips.
Yes, Hunter's taking his time here, and that's one of the few things Bemi's very good at. It's very tricky at the gym. We always teach guys not to turn around, but for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's because of the way his body is shaped, he's very good at twisting out of back control.
Well, he's got
Hunter's
really
in
long
deep here
limbs.
on a single. Bemi needs to start focusing on getting his hips down and putting all that weight on Hunter.
And I didn't mean to cut you off, Sadiq, but one of the things that Bimi does so well, I mean, he's so long and lanky, and I think that's why we're seeing his strikes. It's just effortless for him, but by the time they hit their opponent, it's got a lot of velocity behind him.
Yes.
You know?
And with that back escape, too, it's one of those things that it's just his attributes.
Right.
We don't really know how to explain it. We tell him at the gym, like, man, stop turning, but he always gets away with it at the gym. As we've seen right here in the fight, he was able to get away with it again.
Yeah, well, he's got a very small waist,
yes.
So it's tough. You know, even if you have big legs like Hunter Starner, if you have that body triangle and it's not tight where you feel your chest to their back, they're going to be able to start creating space, especially for somebody who's built the way Bimi is.
Yes, and now Hunter finds himself in a better position. Now he's in the guard. Both guys are a little bit into the fight now. This is both their pro debuts, so this might be the first time they're both going 5 minutes in, and they're starting to slow down just a little bit.
And it almost looks like they're settling in and saying, all right, we know this. We've been here before.
Exactly.
Hunter doing a great job keeping the pressure on Bimi, though. And when I thought that this was all Bimi's round.
Yeah, now it's starting to get a little bit more even. You know, Hunter's found himself in top position. He almost had the back earlier. Now he's almost in mount, but Bimi did a good job of recomposing the half guard. But now Hunter's gotten at least a good solid minute of control time in here.
just enough to make the ref's decision really difficult.
Yeah, 10 seconds left to go here in round number 1 of this pro bantamweight fight for both of these guys. It's their debut. And that's the end of round number 1.
Very competitive round between both guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I'm shocked about is I set it up for you, Sadiq, and you didn't even take it because I was describing them white trunks and then black trunks. Gotcha. And he didn't even. I set it up on a tee again.
Bemmy's the black guy.
And that's what I was shocked about. Well, whatever. Right? Hey, listen. Team Lloyd's over there, just listen, this is what you got to do. This Hunter kid is not going away, right? Yes. He is strong, and at the end of this fight, he put the pressure on you. What are you saying if you're Lloyd over here?
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm telling him keep that same striking distance you have, just don't get too greedy. Because a little bit, he overcommitted on a couple of those strikes, and that's when Hunter was able to find his takedown.
And if he's sitting over here, Hunter's group there, CD, I mean, what do you got to do to get rid of this?
Yeah, well, I would tell him, I'd say, look, this guy's tough. You can't stand in his range. He's got similar height but much longer reach.
Yes.
So, get a little bit closer, keep pressuring. But when you cut him off, that's when you engage. Don't let him out.
All right, man. So that was the first round. I feel like I saw the exact moment that your hand collided with the mats. I think you were trying to break your fall, and you kind of landed vertically. Yeah.
Hey, anybody that listening, do not do that shit. Don't do that. If you about to fall, forearm to the mat. Brace it with forearm. Do not brace it like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Straight.
Don't do it because you're gonna be like me. That fight actually could have been way easier for me. I could have got out there. I could have squeaked W, in my opinion. It would not have been an easy fight. It would have been a fight, you know what I'm saying, if my shoulder was intact, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I would have came out with that W if my shoulder was in the right positioning. But do not post your arm out when you about to get taken down, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you fall on your forearms or on your back, or, you know what I'm saying, in a great positioning. But my shoulder was out of place, so it was out. Shot in on me on the second time, and he took me down, right? And I finally scrambled out of the positioning, and basically he was like, his head was down under my hips. My shoulder is not in place. That's why he was able to get me back on my back. I'm in that position. My head is racing. My shoulder feel like it's on fire. Like, it feel like somebody's beating it or something. So I'm fighting myself mentally, physically, everything. I'm like, bro, come. And now instantly in my head, I'm thinking like, my pro debut, God.
Yeah, not like this.
Not like this. Yeah. Not right here.
Yeah.
Like, at least do it in the third round. Okay. You know what I'm saying? At least do it in the third round. I said, bro, come on, bro. But if you slow it down, the reason why I got taken down because I threw a lazy shot. That even though it was quick, I didn't put that much power on it. Like, I just threw it out there just to get him to react, more space, give him the cage just to come back. I'll do that again. I'll never just throw. Everything is with bad intentions or don't throw it. Every feint is with bad intentions or don't do it. Mm-hmm. That's what's now stuck in my head now. Like, even if I do like this, it's with bad intentions. Mm-hmm. It make you go like this. I would never feint like this. I'll never do that again. I'll never throw a jab and just like flick it out. Even feint, it's like pop. You know what I'm saying? It's moving with it. Something. Me just throwing that kick lazily just to get in my head, I thought it was a good thing, just to get myself in better positioning, just to get him scared or something. But the other opponent was reading it. It was like, hey, bro, these kicks and punches is hurting me. Next time I'm able to grab him, I'm grabbing him. That was his mindset. My mindset was, I'm just throwing something out there just to get him to react, just to get me space. And guess what? I paid for that in a big factor. I know I'm going to see him again in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? But that cost me a lot mentally throughout the months that went by, physically. To even put my body back into the shape I was in the 8 months where I was just eating anything I could get my hands on. I would eat stuff that didn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was a lot. That little kick right there I threw, you guys, put me in depression, fucked me up mentally, physically, everything. That little kick right there.
Damn.
So it's like, hey, if you want, go ahead. What you gonna say?
Nah, man, I'm listening to you.
Okay, but yeah, man, like everything I do now is with intention now, basically. Intention to her.
Yeah.
To
So
her.
the intentions, it's really crazy that just something as small as the mindset that you apply at a particular point in time can determine possibly like the next 1 year, 2 years of your life, can determine whether you win, can determine whether you lose. That's wild. And like you just because you were thinking, okay, I'm just gonna measure the distance, let's just maintain the tempo of the fight. But he was thinking, nah, man, this guy's hit me fast. I need to take him to the ground. And that was it, man. That was all she wrote. So, man, but all the same, though, you even just watching it now with you, there's so much like that you were doing. Like you came there ready to scrap.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no doubt in your mind whatsoever. And so okay, yeah, carry on, please. You want to say something? I'm listening to you.
Basically, I came here to scrap because I know if I beat this guy right here, this could change my life forever. Like just this win right here could put me in a great position. Like the guy said when we started, these are two high level prospects. Everybody's watching it. Everybody, my Instagram views was going crazy. People was like, bro, why would you fight this guy for your pro debut? Even the other guy, he didn't want to accept it at first either because this is not a fight. You know, your pro debut was against a 0-10 guy if you could get that. You know what I'm saying? If you could go in there and jab him and he fall on his back, you go hammer fist. That's what you want your pro debut.
You want.
That's
True.
what you want. If anybody ever tell you like you don't want to fight easy fight your pro debut, nah. Go get that easy couple fights, and you know what I'm saying.
Bro, yeah.
But here's the thing: there could also be a bad factor to that because if you keep taking easy fights, when you finally get hit for real, you finally get in a real fight. Now we got to find out: is this guy really like that? Can he stand his ground? You know what I'm saying, and to be honest, we want to know you can really fight before the test even come. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, you know what I'm saying. But I knew this fight right here could change my life, and I knew it was a hard fight right here. So I was ready to scrap, man. I was ready to go at it. You know, we were two high level prospects. You know, like everybody said, in the 2-3 years, these guys could be in the UFC, the top level guys, high level guys, and like I knew right here because that fight could change my life, like I said. So I was ready for that. So yeah.
Yeah, man. And when you were walking to your corner, so what was your corner? What the guys in your corner telling you in between rounds at this point?
Remember, we're shocked because like your shoulders out of place. Like, come on, if you're a coach too, you like, huh? Oh God. But you know what I'm saying? He's trying to keep his composure also because if he goes crazy, I'm gonna go crazy with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? He like, okay, let's keep it in boxing range. I remember Zach Rich was like, let's keep it in boxing range. Let's stay long. Let's keep boxing him up and stay long, basically, and keep boxing him up. So I'm like, hey, I got to do that because my shoulder is not there. I don't, it's like fire or something like that. I can't even use it. I can't even pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, stay long and keep boxing. That's
all right,
that's the only
man.
thing.
So I'm gonna hit play, and then maybe we'll just watch the first 2 minutes of the second round.
Yeah,
Since
man.
we already know it's a brutal one with your shoulder
It's a
already
brutal
out.
thing to even watch for me, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
The thing is, you're the first person to get on this, but you're not gonna be the last. It's gonna be, especially when I make it to UFC, it's gonna be so much people like, what happened to pro debut? Can we watch it? It's on YouTube. So it's not gonna be the last. So I might as well get ready.
Yeah, man. It's always a dub. It's always a dub. Like at the end of the day, as long as we're learning, we're doing good. We're doing good. And even just hearing you speak now, just hearing your ability to, it's not easy to confront your losses. It's the hardest thing to do. But just seeing you, feeling your energy, seeing your composure, hearing you talk about it, yo, man, let's manifest this shit, man. Like in the future, who knows when it's time. Attobra, man, what's his debut? Oh, like, and they see the debut and say, oh, he lost to this guy, and then they book the rematch, and then we'll have this clip on YouTube. We'll clip it up with on Instagram and be like, yo, man, we called this like a year or two ago. He got the rematch, and yeah.
If they ever came to me with this matchup, Oh, trust me, on God. Well, I'm taking this fight so fast, man. Hey, I'm taking this fight so fast, I'll be the happiest man. Hey, man, I can't even. I don't know what to say right now because I really want this fight back, but gotta make it make sense. The pay gotta make sense. Everything gotta make sense. But it's gonna come though. It's gonna come.
It will. It will. It will. All right. So I'll just hit play for the next 1 minute. Then we can round up the show from there. We've already done 55 minutes, and to be honest, man, I'm just happy to have you on. I'm happy we've gotten this time already. We'll do all the other. So we'll share it on social media and stuff as time goes on. So yeah, I'm gonna hit play now.
All right, cool.
We'll let him start landing shots on you. Engage with your striking and then work in your wrestling, which actually I will say, I thought Hunter did that really well. I thought when he was getting stung, we would have seen a less experienced guy maybe just shoot. Out of desperation.
Yes. Yeah.
And
he stayed very calm and a nice, good show.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Start of round number 2. Angel Ortiz calls them both out here. No shaking of the hands, right on top of the Cagezilla logo.
Yes, both guys are right back in the middle at a good, decent range. And again, we're going to try to see if Hunter could let his hands go a little bit more now that they're striking, and now that Bimy's starting to slow down just a little bit.
I'm about to say, Bimmy did not come out with the same force as he came out before, throwing those very hard and intentional strikes.
And I think one of the reasons for that to happen is because Hunter did catch him with a very good left hook earlier.
Both guys, this is a little different than what we saw earlier with the amateurs. Both of these guys keeping their hands high.
Yes. And Hunter, again, changes levels. He's trying to look for that double leg. I can't tell if he has his hands connected or not. And he gets Bimmy down to the ground. Now, what Bimmy can't do right here is start accepting guard. He has to start working up with underhooks and try to work up the cage.
Yeah, well, Bimmy, it's almost instinctively, he's staying to his side, trying to work in that knee. You see he's like trying to get that left knee in on the hip. But Hunter's doing a good job of trying to force him flat on his back.
Yes, yes. And if I'm Bimmy right here, I got to start pushing on the hips. I can't stay flat on my back because that's what Hunter wants. Unless if you're going to be throwing up triangles, you got to start moving right away.
You know, and that's one thing I will say. I feel like when you start going for arm bars, the ability for a fighter to throw the legs over is a little bit higher than with a triangle because you're holding the arm.
Exactly.
So if they don't throw you enough, they're
Okay, so I think we've gone over that already, and there's something I just wanted to ask you. So after losing this fight, you went through a stint of where you had to rediscover yourself, doubting if you want to do this again, overcoming the injuries, to rehab. What was the thing that made you decide, you know what? I know I've been sad. I know things haven't been too great. I know I've been unhappy. I know I got injured, but I'm going to pick myself up again and I'm going to give this another chance. What was the thing that made you switch?
Hey, man. I was basically, what really drove me was, I ain't gonna lie to you, my parents. I was like, I still got to prove them wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things, you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I already changed my whole life for this. So I'm just drop everything and just, you know what I'm saying, just kind of got injured. When you watch basketball and football, they get injured. What they do? They go back to work eventually. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I got people to prove wrong, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I got to prove my parents wrong. I got to prove the people that thought I can't fight. I shouldn't even wrestle in the first place. I got a lot of people that don't even want to see me win. So I was like, I got to keep pushing through. Pushing through. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a lot of people that's in the UFC right now lost their pro debut. They lost other fights before they even got in the UFC. I seen guys lose 3-4 before they even get in the UFC. I seen people lose 3 in a row before they even get a couple wins and then get in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I just got to lock back in and get back to work. So I was just like, I'm going to keep pushing through. I feel like not only my parents, just me mentally in my head, I was like, bro, I just can't just sit here. I got all this talent. I can't just sit here. You know what I'm saying? And also, basically, the guy I was working with physical therapy, Corey, he also helped me a lot. Also, mental. I come in there, we got to work. He talks to me while I'm doing it. And it's just like that also pushed me through. Also, you know what I'm saying? So, and my other homeboy Darren, like my girlfriend, my sisters. You know what I'm saying? This list can go on. You know what I'm saying? People come in and just talk to me. It's okay, bro. This and that. You know what I'm saying? So that helped a lot also right there.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, man. Dude, your willpower is kind of like the fact that you were in agony. You were just like, nah, man. I have people I need to prove wrong. I need to come back and do what I
Exactly.
said I was going to do. I can relate with that, and I respect it. And then okay, was that there was another question I wanted to ask you. Have I forgotten? I hope not. All right. Okay, I can't remember what I was going to ask you. And that's if I can't remember that question, then unless you have something you want to say, we've got it to the end of the show. We're 1 hour on the dot
Um,
as well.
but that fight right there was basically just let me know that anything can happen in a fight. Like I know a lot of people go in the fight, and everybody's objective goal is to win the fight. And everybody, some people go is to get a finish. Some people go is just to go out there and get the win. However they get it, they get the win. You know what I'm saying? But you guys always got to remember anything can happen in a fight. But you got to be able
Anything can
to
happen.
overcome whatever happens in a fight and keep pushing through. I I
Mm.
could have went in the second round and just let him finish me. I could went to the third round and just let him finish me. There's a part in the third round when he had a great position, just pow, pow, pow. All I hear is the ref. Bimysola, I'm about to stop the fight. I kept fighting. I'm like, I'm not finna just let this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna let my shoulder be a excuse like, oh, I'm gonna let him get the win because I'm gonna get finished because my shoulder out of. I kept fighting from the start to the beginning. Even though I didn't come out there with the same fire the second round, yeah, I never felt that shoulder out of place, and the man trying to hurt you. So it's like I was just trying to like, please God, help me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, man. But yeah,
Damn,
that was a
man.
great fight. Hats off to him for that dub.
Yeah, man, and had back, right?
Yeah.
In just there's a guy in the local scene, formerly known as Nicotine. He changed his name to the African Sniper. He
Mm.
got knocked out at his last showing of at the African Knockouts, and it was really painful because he was one of the crowd favorites, and he had been out for a while. He trained with Kennedy and Zechuku for a bit, then came to the local scene to come make his make his way back to the ring to the cage again after about a year and a half of inactivity.
Mm.
And he started off the fight with a lot of enthusiasm, but eventually indiscipline may have gotten the better of him. His hands were low. I think he got a little too carried away because he was dominating the guy in the opening seconds. And then the guy just throws a 1-2 down the pipe in between his combination, lands backwards basically, and the fight gets called. So he's someone that I don't. While you were speaking about overcoming adversity, coming back again, overcome, I'm gonna I'll send him this portion of the video and just tell him that
Mm-hmm.
yo man, because I told him the same thing. It's not your losses that define you, and in the story of your life, this is just the stepping stone. Like
Facts.
this route that you won't even like you would remember this and you would laugh about it, like you would share the videos with your friends like, yo guys, do you see when this happened? Because it won't mean anything to you. Why I know that right now it feels so that was what I was trying to put across, and needs love in this world right now, man. Especially like like every Nigerian, especially all these young guys here. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
just shout out to Melvin, and just know that I mean somebody else who's competing just like you, professional debut, shoulder gets popped, gets beaten minutes of a 25-minute fight, and he's alive. He's in a better place
I'm
now than
still
he
here,
was.
man.
Yeah, man. So then I think the rest of us can just learn that our losses are just stones to learn from, man. That's all
Yes,
they
sir.
are. That's all they
Yes,
are.
sir.
Okay, my G, thank you for making the time to come on the show. Do you want to give a shout out? Especially, yeah, there was something I now asked you a question. I'll ask you the question now on camera, then you can. That's where after that we can do the closing shout outs. So I was
Okay.
asking you about the food that you eat during camp when you're
Oh.
on camp and when you're off camp? What's that food like? What's it? I know you said you have a nutritionist that makes it all for you. How does it taste? Does it taste good? Is it delicious? Is it spicy? What's your chef like as well? Is he like a Caucasian guy that cooks
I'm
bland?
the chef. I'm the
You're
chef.
the chef. All
Yeah.
right, man. So I'm listening to
All
you,
right.
man. Carry on.
So basically, shout out to Jason Water Father on Instagram. Water Father on Instagram. Basically, my breakfast would start off 3 eggs, half an avocado. So that'll be and probably a bacon strip, probably, or I'll just have 3 eggs and avocado, half avocado. Then my lunch will be salmon, a 6-ounce salmon, so half avocado, a cup of rice, and some mixed vegetables. Then dinner could be salmon again, or I might have chicken breast, thighs, and it'll be rice, any type of vegetables, broccoli, and it'll be half an avocado, and yeah, that'll basically be it. And then I have like watermelon, or I have pineapples, stuff like that, where it's like water and just pee it out. You know what I'm saying? What else do I have? May even have some rice cakes here and there. I also drink a gallon every single day. When I'm cutting weight. I also add Mio to water, where it has a taste called Mio, and you put it inside squirt it inside your water. It's 0 calories, and it makes the water. It just makes it funner. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just drinking a gallon water. You know what I'm saying? So I also have that, and I also have a thing called LMNTs that I put inside my water that I drink right after training, and it hydrates me. All that sweat and electrolytes that I just lost, it just regains right back into my body. So that's also a big thing. A lot of fighters, they're out here dry mouth, they're dehydrated. You'll find out when we get to that second round, and I'm hitting you in your stomach, like, you know what I'm saying? So those things right there is the reason why I'm out there fighting like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jason Waterfather. You know what I'm saying? I have more variety. That's what I can remember off the top of my head. I also add steak also. Steak also is a big thing. 6-ounce steak I for dinner also. So actually, shout out to him again, man. He be making my weight cuts. I be seeing a lot of fighters. They don't eat nothing. They eat one time in a day, and I'm like, you can't even fuel up for you can't even practice the things you fight. You can't even spar because you're so hungry, so tired. You have to drink water.
Yeah,
you can't stop.
You have to.
You know what I'm saying? So
man, I'll tell you a story,
Exactly.
right? So I used to, when I first started running long distances, I would be so thirsty. I would just be drinking water, just bottle after bottle. Then because you at some point you stop drinking sugar, you don't take any of these carbonated drinks anymore. So the only thing you hydrate with is water. And then I have this friend who just comes over to my house one day, and he just sees me. I look miserable, like I'm just walking around the water. There was no electricity, so the water wasn't even cold. And he just looks at me and he just says, "Yo, dude, have you ever had electrolytes before?" And he's like really chill. Shout out to Kene. Just like, man, have you ever had electrolytes before? I was just like, man, I always see that stuff on like the UFC ads, but I've never had them before. No. And he's like, okay, like my cousin always brings me Gatorade when she's coming from the US, and like there's other like when the next time she brings, I'll come give you some. Him, my girlfriend was coming in from the US as well, so she got me liquid IV during her trip.
Nice.
So I just poured the
Nice.
liquid IV in my water and I drank. And bro, I kid you not, after drinking that, I could work out like I would just drink a cup. I would have to drink like 5 cups of water before and that time you just feel bloated, you're heavy, you're peeing it out. But you just drink 1 cup and it hydrates you like 4 times as much. And I'm like, yo, these guys, oh, like she would be laughing at me when I would say this. I would say, man, like this is why we're suffering in Africa. Like we don't have access to this good stuff. Like we're still here drinking water from the bottles.
Right.
We're still drinking, but you have people to the grocery store. I just buy some powder and it just hydrates them if they're an athlete. Like here, boys are still like eating. Bro, when last did you eat eba? Like boys who eat eba and vegetable soup and just go for training. Like they don't care about
Yeah.
the hydration or bruh. Bruh, hear me out.
Right,
Like
bro.
it can be, but it's beautiful that it's little
I
things.
can
Yeah,
here's something
carry on.
for the people that don't have can get those resources. You will take a water bottle, and you will take a spoon, and you will just take a little bit of salt, put it inside there. And if you get your hands on some coconut water, you take the coconut water and put it inside there. You mix it together, and that's basically just like the electrolytes, LMNTs. People like that.
Beautiful,
Get some,
man.
like I said, I'm gonna repeat. You
Life
get some
hacks, man.
coconut water, a teaspoon of salt, your water bottle, you put it in, you mix it together for your tasting, drink it, and it will put all the replenish electrolytes that you just lost from your run or your workout.
Beautiful. You know what's going to happen, right? It's
Like that.
9:15 right now. There's a supermarket near my house. I'm going to go buy coconut water after
Oh,
this, and I'll mix because I didn't know you could do. I've done just for local electrolytes, but it's never as nice. The liquid IV always tastes nicer. The Gatorade always tastes nicer. But the coconut water that you just said now, that sounds like
if they
a
have
hidden ingredient. I'm listening.
if they have coconut water where they have coconut water where it's with pineapple also, you can do that right there. That's also a good one right there. And just add the salt, the water, and there you go, just like that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
let you know how this little experiment goes, man. All right, man. Mr. Sola, thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
I think you should give you a shout out. Shout outs to your socials. Please
Oh,
take it away before we close.
you guys make sure you follow me on Instagram at SOLADA Lion. Again, SOLADA Lion. And shout out to my boss, Handy Electrician, also one of my biggest sponsors. Shout out to Water Father Jason on Instagram, my nutritionist. And you guys have a great day or a great night wherever you are. And Bimysola out, sir.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Combat Culture Africa. I am, of course, your host for the evening, Oche Young Jollof Edache. I just want to say a massive thank you to our guest for the day, Mr. Bimysola Attobra. And we went through his fights. I'll do the whole chopping up thing, put them on Instagram for you guys that couldn't catch the live broadcast later. And this is the part where I'm supposed to tell you to please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, articles every day trying to explain concepts behind mixed martial arts and combat sports as a whole. So we have just more literacy on the sport in the continent. We receive emails at combatcultureafrica@gmail.com. Send us an email with your questions, anything that you want to know, collaborations, anything. And yeah, I just hope that you have a beautiful day. Don't let your problems drown you too much. Just know that tomorrow is gonna be a better day. I know that I butchered that. That's not the most motivational. I could have done such a much better job passing that message across. But yeah, it's 9:15 in the evening, and
No,
just
you
take
good,
some
man.
positivity home with you. Thank you for your support, man, Mr. Sola. And yeah, we're gonna call it a night now. Okay. All
All
right.
right, man. Good night,
3,
man.
2, 1. Good night. Peace. And stream.